Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jump and today I'll be doing my top 5 least favourite Pokemon gym leaders. Now, Pokemon gym leaders in the series are challenge or these are pretty much these well known challenge curveballs in the Pokemon series in the sense that they kind of help you and your Pokemon get stronger together. And I feel like that's why whenever you get a gym badge, that proves how much you and your Pokemon have sort of grown together. And yeah, and in the Pokemon series, there are a lot of well-known and memorable gym leaders, and I would say in the games, each of the gym leaders aren't. There are some that are memorable and some that aren't memorable, and I'm going to be mainly focusing on the not so memorable and the gym leaders that I feel like aren't as fun to fight off against when compared to some of the other gym leaders in the series. So for number 5 is Wolfric. Now, Wolfric is the last gym leader you fight against in Pokemon X and Y. And I feel like with the last gym leader, that they should probably feel a lot more of a challenge. They should be like the champion level of gym leaders in the sense that their Pokemon should not only take hits your Pokemon gives to you, or your Pokemon gives to them, but they should also deal the exact same amount of damage or more when they deal out moves against your Pokemon. But with Wolfric, he doesn't really do that in the sense that his Pokemon all go down in one or two hits, and I'll probably leave a link to the Pokemon X and Y episode that I did ages ago when I was fighting Wolfric, and you can see for yourselves how easy the fight is mainly because X and Y they had the XP share turned on, and which meant that all of your Pokemon leveled up together, and yeah, that made the fight. That I think that's what made part of the fight a whole lot easier. But I feel like what could have made the fight a whole lot more memorable, and probably a lot more fun, is if Wolfric had maybe two more Pokemon, because he has three. He has Cryogonal, Abomasnow, and the evolved form of Bergmite, which I've forgotten the name of at the moment. And maybe if he had two more Pokemon, and all the Pokemon were a bit more bulkier, then I feel like that final gym challenge would have been a whole lot more memorable. And also, one other thing that could have made it more memorable was if Wolfric had used Mega Evolution and he had Mega Evolved Abomasnow, because Mega Evolution is such a well-known thing that is a part of X and Y, and the only three people, or the four people that do use it, is your rival, the Karina, who's one of the gym leaders, Diantha, the champion, and Lysander. So four people. And also those. I think that's your rival. I think I did say your rival. I think I said your rival. So yeah, there's only like a few people in the whole of X and Y that does use Mega Evolution. And I think I said this in my X and Y Let's Play, if Mega Evolution was used more in the game, we could have seen them from like Gym 3, which would have been Karina's onwards, and that would make the game a whole lot more fun and enjoyable, maybe. But Wolfric, I think he could have been better with some of those things. So yeah. For number 4 is Brawly. Now he is the second gym leader in the Hoenn region, and he specializes in fighting types. And I feel like with every gym leader, there should be a bit of more of a difficulty spike. Not a huge amount, but just a bit. Because I feel like with Brawly, his team, it's okay, but like I feel like especially in Oras, your team just blasts right through him, because he has a Machop and a Makihita. I believe it's the Pokemon with, I believe, the boxing gloves on, or the hands that look like boxing gloves. And yeah, I feel like that. I think his team is fine, but I feel like it would have been a whole lot better if he had one of those Pokemon evolve. Maybe he could send out a Machop and then a Hariyama afterwards, which is the evolved form of Makihita. And I feel like that would have made the whole gym a whole lot more better, I would say. And maybe if he had like one more, I think he has 3 Pokemon. I think he has Meditite as well. I'm not 100% sure. I don't 100% remember. It's been a while since I've played Orvas. So yeah, maybe if there was a bit more of a challenge ish, maybe Brawley would have been probably a whole lot better gym. For number 3 is Norman. Now Norman is in the Pokemon series the only father that you see to the main character, and that is a really interesting thing to see, because in the whole Pokemon series, it's normally you and your in-game mum, but you never really are told about your dads. But in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire and in Oras, you do get to see Norman, who's the only in-game dad you ever see in the Pokemon series. So that's something cool to see. And with his gym, it specializes in normal types, and I feel like this fight takes a long time to do, from what I remember, because he has 2 Slackings and a Slackoff, I believe, and I believe the Slackings all have an ability. I forgot what it's called, but it's an ability that makes it so that every other turn the Slackings don't move, and I feel like with that and the fact that the Slackings feel like they take forever to go down because they're quite bulky Pokemon, it kind of slows the game down to it slows the game down to a bit, because you've got the Slackings. They might either attack you with a lot of damage or might heal, and I feel like it just feels slow in my opinion. I feel like that part of the game feels slow overall because of the whole gym leader and stuff like that. So yeah, for number 2 is Bugsy. Now Bugsy, as I think as his name suggests, is a bug type gym leader, and I feel like with Bugsy's team, it's somewhat easy, but I feel like Bugsy's Scyther is pretty much Bugsy's ace in the team, because Bugsy has not only a Scyther but also a Kakuna and a Metapod, and I feel like with the Metapod and the Kakuna, I feel like they're pretty much easy to do or to get rid of if you have a flying type member or a fire type member on your team. But with Scyther, that's more of a wall, I would say. But overall, I would say that Bugsy's team is a bit forgettable, and maybe if Bugsy had either Butterfree or a Beedrill, then maybe that team as a whole would be a lot more memorable. But when I think of gym leaders, I think of Karina, Olympia, a lot of other gym leaders, and Bugsy's probably low on the list when it comes to memorability. So yeah. And for number 1 is Wallace. Now Wallace is the final gym leader of of Oras and the original Ruby and Sapphire games, and I feel like with Wolfric, he is very, very much easy to fight, and I think that's mainly due to because, again, like with X and Y, Oras has the XP share, but also now it's also got Mega Evolution. So that's I would say that's why what makes it partially easy, because it's because of those two things. And also, if you use Sceptile, and you use Sceptile's Megastone on the gym, then the gym's very much over and done with, because Sceptile has access to moves like Leaf Storm, Leaf Blade, Mega Drain, and all these moves can pretty much just one shot all the Pokemon. And I feel like Wallace, it just feels like a pushover, kind of like Wolfric from X and Y. So yeah, and again, I feel like if if Wallace had Mega Revolution in Oras, it would have been a whole lot better. Because again, in Oras, Mega Revolution is a thing in the main plot of the game. And if that was used with Wallace as the final gym leader, as the final, like, challenge before you fight the Elite Four or the champion, it would have been a whole lot better. So, yeah. So that's been my top 5 least favourite Pokemon gym leaders. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.